Welcome guys to Medicine Culture. Welcome to another beautiful video on another beautiful topic of cardiovascular system. So previous topic we studied about the embryological derivation of cardiovascular system. I think so you guys would have remembered, yes, cardiovascular system was developed from middle mesoderm. We tracked the events. Now we are going to see certain anatomical topics. It's going to be just one because I can't cover all anatomical topics, just fundamental and essential topics that we need to know that will be helpful for our FMG exam. Since I am studying, I am preparing from prepared notes and various videos. So I am interested to teach you guys, to help you guys, to motivate you guys to prepare for your exams, to understand the topics very deeply in a very wise manner. Yes, so in this topic we are going to see about the blood supply to heart. So be ready with your notes because it's going to be very important topics. The topics that I take, it's not just so basic that I teach, but the topics that I take, it's will connect you guys clinically. When you study internal medicines, when you study pathology, it will connect you guys. So that kind of topics that I take. So blood supply to the heart, we're going to see. It's a very interesting topic. Please follow with me, guys. So the heart is supplied by coronary artery. So two coronary arteries are there. That is number one. I'll write it here. Please write along with me. Right coronary artery and left coronary artery. So right coronary artery and left coronary artery. So we'll be seeing one by one. So let's start from right coronary artery. So whenever you take any artery, the first thing that should come in your mind is that it's a branch of what, or it's a derivative of what, and which organ or which tissue it supplies. These two important things we need to remember. Yes. So first thing, the right coronary artery. Right coronary artery is a branch of the ascending aorta. Yes. So it's a branch of ascending aorta. So I think so. The diagram will help you guys. Let's draw a diagram. I'm just poor in drawing diagrams, but cope up with me. So this is the interventricular septum. Left ventricle, right ventricle, right atrium, and left atrium. Yes. Okay. Fine. So let's take this portion. Yes. Okay. Let's take aorta here. Okay. Okay. So I said the right coronary artery is a branch of ascending aorta. The aorta, it ascends from the from the left ventricle. The blood is pumped through the aorta. So the aorta goes. It's like first part. It's like ascending aorta, then aortic arch, then a descending aorta. We all know it. So from the aorta, it runs along the this, what is this portion called as coronary sulcus. It runs along the coronary sulcus and it gives first branch, the first branch here. What is the structure here present? That is SA nodal artery. SA nodal artery, and it gives marginal artery, right marginal artery, and it runs posteriorly along the coronary sulcus. It runs posteriorly and it gives an artery, two arteries. That is, one is AV nodal artery, and it gives I think this is the back side, posterior side I am talking about. It gives PIVA, posterior interventricular artery. So SA nodal artery, we are going to see, I told you, so which it supplies. We need to know this fact. This artery, it supplies what? So SA nodal artery, it supplies, the name says SA node. Marginal artery, it supplies the lateral wall of the right ventricle. AV nodal artery, it supplies what? AV node, the name says AV node. Yes. Then posterior interventricular artery, it supplies posterior 1/3 of interventricular septum, that is PIVA. So these are the major arteries, SA nodal arteries and marginal artery for lateral wall, AV nodal artery and posterior interventricular artery. So since we have said posterior interventricular artery, let's talk about cardiac dominance. So cardiac dominance, you might be asking me, what is this cardiac dominance suddenly you are talking about? So cardiac dominance is that if PIVA, that is posterior interventricular artery, is a branch of right coronary artery, if suppose the condition is like that, so that means that the population is having right-sided cardiac dominance. So it says that roughly around 65% of population around the world, people will be having what? Right-sided or right cardiac dominance. So let's take for example myself. If I am having posterior interventricular artery as a branch of right coronary artery, that means that I am having right-sided cardiac dominance. So the next set of population, roughly around 34%, they will be having left-sided cardiac dominance. It means that PIVA is a branch of left coronary artery. That is this population, this type of population, that's 1% of this population, they'll be having a special feature that is called as codominance. These people will be having both right-sided and left-sided codominance, cardiac dominance. It means that PIVA will be a branch of right coronary artery and PIVA will be a branch of left coronary artery as well. So that is this cardiac dominance. Moving on to left coronary artery, which is very, very important. So as I said, whenever you study an artery, we need to remember two things. The artery is a branch of what and it supplies what. These two things we need to remember. So next, left coronary artery is a branch of same ascending aorta. Let's draw a diagram once again. This is the right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, left ventricle, interventricular septum, left ventricle. Yes. Same way how the right coronary artery, the left coronary artery runs along the left coronary sulcus and it descends down. It gives one artery along the interventricular septum. This artery is called as anterior interventricular artery, or it is called as left anterior descending artery. Since the artery is descending down, so the name says that it's left anterior descending artery. It's on the anterior side, so AIVA. So this artery, left coronary artery, after it gives this branch, you see, it continues as circumflex artery. This is left side, right? So it continues as left circumflex artery. It runs along the posterior side also. Okay, so this is circumflex artery, left circumflex artery. So okay, we have found, yes, AIVA is a branch of left coronary artery, left circumflex artery is a branch of left coronary artery. So next, what's next? It supplies what? So AIVA supplies 2/3, 2/3 of IV, interventricular septum. You see, intraventricular septum. This is intraventricular septum. So this AIVA, anterior interventricular artery, it supplies 2/3 of interventricular septum, and the left circumflex artery, it supplies this lateral wall. So lateral wall of left ventricle. Do you guys remember what supplies lateral wall of right ventricle? Yes, that was marginal artery. Even this left coronary artery gives marginal arteries too, and it gives certain septal branches also. Let's say it gives here some septal branches also here. Okay, so that's about AIVA and left circumflex artery. We'll consummate all these information into one simple diagram for you guys to remember. So let's see the heart from a transverse view. Let's see from the heart from above. When you see the heart from above on a transverse plane, let's take these two ventricles, right ventricle, left ventricle. This is the posterior side, this is the anterior side. Please follow with me, guys. Now, this is left side, this is the right side, and this is the left side. This is the posterior and anterior. Yes, these are two ventricles. Now, we'll consummate all the informations in this diagram right now. So, I said left circumflex artery will supply the lateral wall. You see here? Yes. This is supplied by left circumflex artery. Now, the anterior 2/3 is supplied by AIVA. Yes, we have drawn in this diagram right now. So the remaining is PIVA, posterior 1/3. PIVA, posterior 1/3. PIVA. So I think this diagram will help you guys to consummate all these informations together, and this will help you guys to remember which artery supplies what. So posterior 1/3 supplied by PIVA, which is a branch of right coronary artery, and anterior 2/3 is supplied by AIVA, which is a branch of left coronary artery, and circumflex artery, the lateral wall of which ventricle? Left ventricle. Lateral wall of left ventricle, it is supplied by left circumflex artery, which is a branch of left coronary artery. So right ventricle, I previously said that it is supplied by marginal artery. Yes. Now we'll come to the last question. So why am I stressing you guys to learn this? Because, for example, I get an ECG and I see the patient is having myocardial infarction. I see his leads. For example, we take V3, V4, V5, V6, that is lateral leads, V5, V6. So I should come to a conclusion that the patient's heart is having lateral wall myocardial infarction. So which artery is responsible for it? Which artery supplies lateral wall of left ventricle? Yes, left circumflex artery. We need to come to a conclusion. So that is the purpose that we are remembering these anatomical facts. So let's see the conducting system. This is another way for you guys to remember. I am teaching it several times because if you guys get a question of it will be mixed up question. So you guys need to be at your fingertips. You need to be spark in your answers. For example, the conducting system. What is the conducting system? SA node and AV node. SA node and AV node. Yes. So this SA node and AV node is supplied by which artery? Yes, right coronary artery. It gives SA nodal artery. It gives AV nodal artery. Yes. And let's see. Distal conducting system. What is this distal conducting system? If you guys would have studied, if you guys would have remembered this physiology, you would have known. The impulse starts from SA node, AV node, then distally bundle of His. Then the impulse goes from left side of bundle branch, then to right side of bundle branch. So yes, bundle of His, and right and left bundle branch. These both are supplied by which artery? Yes, left, that is anterior interventricular artery, which is a branch of left coronary artery. Just one small thing you guys need to remember is that bundle of His, it is partly supplied by PIVA also, but majorly it's supplied by AIVA. This is the majorly supplied by AIVA, but partly it's supplied by posterior interventricular artery. Because why? This bundle of His, in the diagram, there will be a diagram shown to you guys. In the bundle of His runs certain bundles. These fibers runs towards the posterior side also. So posterior side usually is supplied by PIVA. So the PIVA, this artery supplies partly bundle of His. Right and left bundle branch, it is supplied only by AIVA, because right and left bundle branch, where you guys can see this, you can see in the anterior side and you can see in the interventricular septum. So anterior side interventricular septum is supplied by which artery? It is supplied by anterior interventricular artery. The name says, it's very easy, the name says everything. So right now we are going to see certain clinical facts. Why I stressed you guys to remember these things is that to implement this information when you study MI. So as I said, just will draw a diagram so you can remember the various types of MI. This will help you in your exams, this will help you in your FMG also. So let's take this right side, this is left side. Follow with me guys. So let's see, this is left, let's take, this is the, let's take for an example, this is right coronary artery right now. And on the posterior side it gives what? It gives PIVA, posterior interventricular artery. Let's take, this is left sided, left. Now let's take this as left coronary artery. This is right coronary artery. This is left coronary artery. This diagram is just for a reference for you guys to easily find. So this right coronary artery, if an occlusion happens, for example atherosclerosis, if any occlusion happens in the right coronary artery, let's say some damage is happening here, this will be later developing into inferior wall MI. Are you guys getting me? Yes. This will be developing into inferior wall MI. So let's go here. So I said this left coronary artery will give a branch, will continue as this left circumflex artery. Left circumflex artery. If an occlusion happens here on left circumflex artery, so what wall it supplies? Left circumflex artery, it supplies lateral wall. So it gives rise to lateral wall MI. Lateral wall MI. This left coronary artery will descend down as AIVA, anterior interventricular artery. So if any damage or any occlusion happens here, so it gives rise to anterior wall MI. Anterior wall MI. Yes. Now posterior interventricular artery. Posterior interventricular artery, if there is an occlusion in the posterior interventricular artery, this gives rise to posterior wall MI. Posterior wall MI. So one last thing is left. That is, I said in the previous diagram, if you guys would have drawn, I said there is a septal branch. Yes, septal branch. So if there is an occlusion in this septal branch of left coronary artery, so it gives rise to septal MI. So I think so we have covered all the major MI. This will be very, very important, very, very useful for your clinical practice. When you see an MI, you shouldn't get confused hereafter. When you see an MI, if you see lateral wall ischemia, in a fraction of a second you need to know that, okay, there is some problem in left circumflex artery. If there is an anterior wall MI, you should know that there is a problem in anterior intraventricular artery. So this is a diagram that will help you guys to differentiate which artery is responsible for this MI. Okay, so whenever you study an ECG, whenever you see an ECG, this is the way that you guys need to decode the problems. This is the way that you guys need to come to a conclusion as a doctor. So that's everything about the blood supply of the heart. And finally, last one small thing I wanted to share with you guys. Let's take, yes, okay. We all know this chest leads, right? I was saying about MI, I was saying about infarction. You are saying lateral wall MI, you are saying posterior wall MI, you are saying anterior wall MI. Where can I find? Just small hint. There will be a separate topic about ECG later on. But since we were talking about MI. Just say a small hint. If there is V1, V2, ST elevation, this denotes septal MI. If V3, V4, anterior MI, it denotes anterior MI. If V5, V6, it denotes lateral wall MI. So that's about this chest leads. V1, V2, septal MI, V3, V4. If you see changes, it is anterior MI, V5, V6, lateral MI. And for inferior, we can see lead number 2. And I think so for MI and ECG, there's a separate topic. And so that's all about blood supply to the heart. I hope you guys enjoyed this topic. Please, after you studied this topic, whenever you get an ECG in your hand, please refer to what I say. Whenever you get an ECG, first of all find which area is affected, then find what is the reason for this MI, which artery is the reason for this MI. This is the way that we need to study, and so that things will be easier for you guys. So thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video. Bye.